Hi, it's Martin, and in this video we will talk about Photography Unfiltered and why you might want to consider joining. And to make it super simple, it is a community by photographers for photographers, where you can find all the tools you need to get better at photography, to monetize your photography, and an amazing group of people who inspire, help, and encourage each other to get better. And here is what you will get inside. Once a week we have a live call where we edit, do live teaching, and you can ask your questions. We have a new theme to photograph every month to keep us inspired and creatively challenged. My current preset pack and new presets available every single month that you can use on your own images. My 20 LUTs to color grade all your videos. 4 times a year we have a competition or challenges, and there's also courses that shows editing, photography, color theory, how to get freelance work, how to build a personal brand and grow on social media as a photographer. And then there is the community where you can ask your questions and get feedback on your work. So pretty much everything that you need to take your photography to the next level. Or in general, just a very nice place to hang around if you're a photographer. Especially now that social media is more about doing silly videos and going viral with reels and not showcasing your photography work. And I am 100% sure that you will enjoy the resources and the products that are available inside of the community. And here is what my previous customers have said before. I have used Lightroom and Photoshop for a while, but struggle with understanding color wheels and the theory of using colors in my photos. But this manual has helped me understand it much better, approach my editing with more clarity and understanding of what I want to achieve through my images. A great guide, well put together. I have been editing images for years and never heard of color theory before. I'm so glad that I found this guide. The editing toolkit has been a game changer for my editing. I feel way more confident in my work since getting this guide. Inside of the community, I also show how I went from zero and within 6 weeks doing over $300 in sales with digital products as a photographer on social media. I also share how I go about running my freelance photography business that I land 10K clients with, and just in general what I'm working on right now to do this photographing as a freelance or a full-time job. I also share the media kit and the templates that I use to pitch new photography clients so that you can use them as well. And now you might be asking yourself, well, this sounds good, but really what's the difference between my courses and any other thing you can find online from any other photographer? And I'm not going to stand here and say that my things are 100 times better than anybody else. But what I do know is that this kind of method of the accountability method is actually the best way to learn, where you have a community of people who follows you up on things that you say that you will do. And on top of all of this, it's just an amazing place to hang around. And our goal in here is to become the best photography community on school and maybe even online. So who is Photography Unfiltered for? It is for anyone who wants a strong community and all of the tools that you need to get better at photography and build a photography business. That means that if you're a photographer who are trying to get better or are trying to monetize your work, this is the place for you. And we don't give small bits of random pieces of advice. We give advice on things that have worked for ourselves that will work for you as well. We show concrete ways that have worked and still works because we are doing them ourselves today. So what if you don't join? Well, it is going to take you much longer to learn. For example, let's say you're trying to learn how to swim. It is going to take you so much longer to learn to swim if you don't have a coach. But if you do hire a coach, that person can then guide you through the process and it will go so much faster and smoother than if you try to do it all by yourself. And I personally will be inside of the community every single day, and there will be resources all there to help you in your photography journey. And you would probably also spend a lot more money outside of the community than if you join the community, because just only the resources available inside of the community are worth so much more than what the community itself costs. But probably most important of all, it is going to save you time, because you can do most of these things by yourself, but it is going to cost you in time instead. But then most important of all, you also get a community. And I was lucky enough to have one friend who were into photography at the same time as I started. And if it wasn't for that friend, I probably wouldn't be here today, and my journey with photography probably would have looked a lot different. But today we don't live close to each other anymore, and I kind of miss that community that we had in the beginning. And I'm 100% certain that a lot of you guys watching this are in the same situation where you have this interest of photography, but you don't really have anyone to share that with. You don't have anyone with the same goals and aspirations as you. And let's be honest, social media is not really the place for that kind of stuff anymore. It sort of was maybe 10 years ago or so, but these days I see it more as a business tool. So this community is sort of the missing piece that I think a lot of photographers are missing in their life. And I see a lot of photographers who pop up on Instagram or whatever social media platform. They do it for a year or two at most, and then they just sort of disappear. And I think one of the reasons for that is that social media has sort of commercialized everything. And if you don't see results on your hobby, you don't really think yourself as worthy enough for doing it, which is super weird. Why can't photography just be a nice place and a nice hobby to do with friends? All right, great. So now how does it work? This community is hosted on this platform that you are on right now, and it is called Skool. And if you want to join, you just create an account and then you get in here on a feed that looks sort of like a forum. And this is called the community. Then you have classrooms, and this is where you find courses and guides. And thirdly, you have the calendar where you can see all live calls and things happening within the community. We will also raise the price for every 100 people who joins the community to reward early adopters. And when you do sign up, you will see two different options. You will see a monthly and an annual subscription. Here you can choose whatever fits you the best. But if you do go with annual one, you do get around a 20% discount. If you choose monthly, you can cancel at any time. But if you do choose annual, you are signed up for a whole year. But just pick whatever fits you the best. All right, if you're still here listening to me yapping for the past 8 minutes or whatever, it's probably because you have some kind of built-in fear around spending money online. And that is totally okay. I used to be in that same situation. You see, I was raised by parents who were always quite suspicious towards internet and spending money on the internet. And when I finished my 5-year degree from university, I couldn't even get a job within the field that I studied. So I know what it's like to hold on to every single penny. And the truth is that for some people, spending money just isn't going to be an option. And that is totally okay. But here is the deal, that if you want to improve on whatever it is in your life, sooner or later, you will have to spend some kind of money within that field. And in photography, whether it's buying gear, paying for travels, or investing into yourself in courses, what you have to ask yourself is the question of, is this investment going to be worth more than I'm spending on it? And if the answer to that is yes, then you can join the community. And if today isn't the day that you join, I hope to see you here in the future. I have honestly poured all of myself into this, so just getting people to this landing page is a win for me. So thank you very much, and best of luck in your photography journey.